I keep on messing up this other corner now. Come on, man. Right, let's do a proper lap.
Are you running the same brake balance?
To the rear, yeah, but I'm not liking it at the moment.
Okay, okay.
Just getting used to the car as it is. See if I can get a proper lap time in.
So far I noticed that you can brake a lot later than I can and still get the car stopped faster than I can.
Braking technique, yeah. We'll get into that just now. Brilliant. Throttle. You've got Bob on, right? Check something real quick. Yeah, Bob is on. Are you running a setup? Are you running a tune or not?
No, POP and stock standard, all the other settings are all defaults. The only thing that I've got is brake balance.
I just want to make sure that I'm on all default as well. Alright, so I am at default. Bob is on. Quiet. Let's go.
Your time 1:37:22:71.
Yeah.
How much improvement do you think you can make out of that? Do you think there's still like 2 seconds in it?
No, not that much. Maybe half a second.
Okay, okay.
was a bit overdriving there. Do one last flying lap and then we'll get back to you.
Okay. What steering wheel you got?
G29.
Okay. Same.
Like this rear to the, let's do to the rear.
Why don't you change your brake balance and then I'll also adjust mine and see how I do.
Okay, let's see what I can do if I just get to it where I like it.
Okay, I'll keep racing and then I'll change it. You tell me what you got and I'll see how I do.
Alright, yeah, cool, no problem. What's your optimal time?
Optimal is 136.985.
You're not far off me, so you're not all that slow.
Well, so my big problem is that whenever I do FIA qualification, or well, not quali, the time trial for FIA, or if I do daily race qualify, minimum 1.5 seconds slower than the fastest guys. And I look at the replay, I check the braking points, I do the ghost, and I can't improve on that 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, but there's a little trick that I can tell you now that you will never be able to do that because most of those guys hack their machines.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, so it's unfortunately one of those things that you'll never be able to do. But the thing is, I spoke to you about tire squeal, right?
Yeah.
Go listen to those notes. They seldom have tire squeal.
Yeah, that's true.
And the reason for that is they maximize tire grip absolutely to the maximum. And the way you do that is just by smoothing out your lines, make the tire work more than what you do the work. So that input steering of yours, where I said that's why you're running your sensitivity at. Now I'm talking, I'm not concentrating. You don't want to put more steering input to your wheel than you need. All right.
Yeah.
So let's say you need, for argument's sake, 40 degrees on the wheel to make the corner, but you're actually putting in 50. That means that you are not maximizing the tire grip.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you are basically scrubbing off speed by overturning the steering wheel to get through the corner. Alright, so if you can get to that point where you're actually maximizing tire grip, only use the 40% to get through the corner without the tire squeal. That's where the trick is. Now that is very, 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 very difficult to do. And that's what most of those guys have done. But most of those guys that do those type of lap times are actual professional race car drivers. They actually race for a living or a hobby.
Yeah.
And they've got a completely different skill set to you and me. So it's a good target to have if you aim for that type of lap time. But you must also remember those are the guys that got tools to their that's got tools available to them that you don't. And it's got to be very, very difficult to actually get to those lap times without actually getting a professional race car driver to train you.
Yeah.
And then you've got that skill level as well. You can have the best guys training you. If you don't have the skill to get there, you'll never get there.
Yeah. What brake balance you running?
At the moment, we're 1 to the rear, +1.
Okay.
It's a bit more stable, so I'm liking it a little bit better. I'm going to see what can actually improve my lap time. Alright, so there we are in the 36.5.
Okay, let me start my lap.
Okay, I'm going to jump in with you. Get on the throttle a little bit earlier there.
Oh no, come on.
Never mind. Alright, just quickly stop for me. Just stop for me. First thing I want you to do is don't over rev the car like that. You've got your what view do you race on?
The one where I can see the rear view mirror. So that is
Okay, bumper cam.
Bumper cam.
Alright, so you can see your rev gauge and everything in front of you.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, change revs when your rev counter bar is all the way. Don't over rev it. As soon as that counter bar is filled up, change gear.
Okay, so that's basically when. Okay.
As soon as that counter bar is filled up, then change gear. Don't push it past.
Okay.
Alright, because you're losing drive. What else? What else? What else? What else?
Racing line. I think I'm close.
Racing line we'll get into. Do me a favor, just quickly go slowly around the track and just show me every brake marker. Go stop on every brake marker so I can actually see where you're braking.
Okay.
Where you hit the brakes, all right? Just stop on every brake marker. You can start with the upcoming corner. Just show me where you actually brake.
Okay. I hit the brakes exactly where this diagonal tarmac meets the racetrack tarmac.
Where it starts or where it ends?
Where it starts.
Alright, use the one where it ends.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna
This
hit the
here.
brakes there. Yeah, alright, so that's where you're gonna hit the brakes.
Okay.
Alright.
And then like here somewhere I slowly release the brake.
Okay, now that's cool. That's the line that you need to follow. Alright.
Then about here is where
Okay.
I slightly tap the brake and then gear down and turn.
Alright, so do that at the 50-meter board. A bit forward. Alright, do it there. Alright, right there is where you're gonna do it. Alright?
Okay.
And what you want to do here is you can actually take a late apex. You can skip this apex and you can aim for a later apex over here.
Okay.
See if you can carry more speed into this corner.
Okay.
Alright? Okay, where do you brake for this corner?
Let me just get my bearings right because I look at the red poster on the left.
Okay.
And I hit the brakes as soon as it goes out of frame.
Alright, that's not a problem. Okay, so carry on. What I want you to do here is take a deeper apex. Alright, so you're going to carry a straight line here. Okay. Carry on, 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 carry on. You're going to turn in now. Alright, and you're going to hit the apex about there. That's where you're going to hit the apex. Alright. Okay. Alright, so then this one, just hug the curb all the way around.
Yeah,
curb all around as soon as possible.
Yeah, if I'm slightly too fast, then I'll tap the brake very slightly, but most of the time I don't use the brakes on that corner.
Yeah, you don't have to use the brakes, that's perfect, yeah. Alright, so carry on.
Then I'll hit the brake about here.
Alright, you're going to hit the brake a little bit later. Say right about there, yeah, where that second black sign starts. Alright. You see this the black sign on your left?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to hit the brakes there. Reverse a little bit. I don't know if your view is exactly the same. You see the Mistral Motorsport, black one?
Yeah.
You're going to basically hit it at where the M starts, alright? So as the M goes, where the M is about to disappear out of view.
Okay.
You're going to hit the brakes there.
Yeah, I just want to get my bearings right because I judge it by car length.
Alright, not a problem. You see where this... Alright, so not a problem. So, more or less there. So also here you're going to take a late apex as well.
Oh,
okay. Maximize corner exit here. Alright, this corner coming up you don't do a lot of wrong. This corner you can carry flat out speed, that's not a problem. This corner coming up, where do you brake?
Yeah.
Alright, you're going to go a little bit forward. A little bit forward, right about there, just before the 50-meter board.
Okay, so that's 3/4.
Say about a car length before the 50-meter board.
Yeah, because mine is halfway between the curb and 50.
Yeah, you're going to just go a little bit deeper.
So where the green bit starts.
There you go. Round about a little bit forward, round about there. There you go. Round about there is when you're
that's about a car length, yeah.
You're going to go down to second here. And you just want to clip this curb. Just like that. And now you're going to get on the throttle and run to the outside. You're going to run this curve like that. Perfect. Now this is where you do a lot. So you see your line we are now.
Yeah.
You don't need to be so far to the left.
Okay.
The reason for that is this corner coming up. you're going to have too much steering input, so you're going to scrub, even though you don't hear it. But that extra amount of turning input is going to cost you a little bit of straight line speed.
All right.
All right, so just straighten out that corner a little bit. I'm going to show you my lines now. When you're done, you're going to see what you use in the first corner.
Okay.
Okay, what did you use? Where do you brake on that first corner? You didn't show me now.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
I brake a car length before the 50.
Alright, but you can use the 50. You brake at the 50, and I'm going to show you the line now. So get in the car with me. What you just did now, I'm going to do with you. I'm going to show you the lines. Alright.
Okay, I'm in.
Alright. I'm going to do a flying lap or an out lap, and then when the next lap starts, I'm going to do it, alright? So that we start from the very first one. But look at where I shift. As the bar fills up, I shift. I don't push it past.
The way that I look at it is I go check the settings of the car, where the power settings is. There's that blue graph, and I try and judge it where the peak of that graph is.
Yeah, but you need to shift before the peak of the graph. You want to always be in the torque band.
Yeah.
First corner. You're going to use the 50 meter board.
You mentioned that there's something special about braking, because if I hit the 50 meter board and hit the brakes, I won't reach the corner in time. See, you've reached it and you managed to stop the car. I wouldn't.
Alright, so let me show you what. Let me do you just see what I do with my braking? You can see my braking input, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so just see what I do with it. Like you say, you release as you enter the apex, you release the brake slowly. Right, that's what's called trail braking. And the reason you release the brakes as you enter the corner is to take strain from your front tires to do the steering, and not the braking and the steering. It's all coming down to that maximizing the tire grip.
When you hit the 50 meter board, do you 100% brake for a while, or is it 100% and then like 90 and then start the trail braking?
No, I'm at 100%, and as I enter the corner, I'm only at 100% for a fraction of a second. I don't even think I'm at 100%, to be honest. I think I'm like at 90% for most of the time. Or 90% at the beginning, and then I trail off into the apex. Alright, so watch my braking input, right?
Yep.
See, I trail off.
Yeah, so 100% for a fraction of a second.
And then I trail off as I approach the corner, yeah.
Yeah, there's a slow trail off, and then a quicker trail off.
Yeah. So let me explain to you what I'm doing. So as you come up to the straight, you obviously hit your brakes while you're in the straight line, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so what you are doing is you're braking in a straight line, and then you need to, as you turn the wheel, you need to take braking force off the front tires to compensate for the grip you lose by turning the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Alright? So what you're doing is you can basically also get the same effect by braking in a straight line, but a little bit later, and then turn the car to not brake at all and just turn with the front wheels. But what you do then is basically you compromise apex speed, but you brake a little bit later. So what you do now is you brake at the 50 meter and you're using the corner into the apex to basically give you that distance to stop the car. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So that's what you are doing. Exactly.
Yeah.
So you just need to get that feel, and it's not something I can teach you. You're going to have to train it yourself.
Yeah,
You know
lots
how
of
to
practice.
trail brake, right?
Yeah.
You know how to trail brake. You know how to take your foot slightly off the brake as you enter the corner. That's trail braking. You just need to perfect the technique.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
leg articulation. Tell me something. The brakes that you've got right now, are you mashing
Yes.
the brake pedal, or is that just foot flat because there's a bit of
That's just
sponge?
I'm not mashing. I'm not mashing the like I said.
No, well, right now I just want to see what your gauge says.
Oh, you want me to actually? They are mashing it. I'm actually pushing it hard now.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But you see, even it registered as full force, but I'm not actually pushing full force.
Yeah.
I'm putting pressure until the brake pedal basically stops moving, without actually pushing too much force on it. If I push more force on it, there's no actual movement on the screen. There's no more registering of brakes.
Yeah.
So I'm just using the brake pedal basically until the rubber stops it from moving forward. What wheel do you have?
G29.
Also G29. So you got that rubber in the pedal.
Yes.
So
yes.
I only apply pressure until the rubber stops it from actually moving further. If I actually push now, it will compress more, but I don't need to do that.
I compress that thing every corner.
Okay, so what you're doing is you are basically using your ABS to help you stop the car, and that is always going to slow you down.
Oh.
And it's also going to affect your tire life. So always try and go 90% instead of 100%. Just go until you'll feel it compress a little bit, but you'll get to a point where you actually have to start pressurizing to compress the rubber.
Yeah, so
you feel it.
So hit the brake and then just enough so that it doesn't compress the rubber.
Exactly. So basically, just you can check on my pedal input. You can see what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
So there you got pedal. At that point, I'm basically the pedal has stopped moving. Now I'm starting to compress the rubber.
Okay.
Right. So from there, nothing happens. It's all just movement, but it's no more braking that matter. So if you come and you mash the throttle like that, you're basically using ABS to slow the car down. It's a good thing, but it's a slow thing.
Yeah.
If you can get the car to use the tire grip to slow the car and not the ABS to slow the car, you're going to stop sooner.
Yeah.
What ABS does is it grabs, loses.
Whenever you touch the brake, the ABS light comes on. Does that mean that ABS has kicked in, or like right now?
Yeah, it does kick it in.
But that's a bug.
Now, it's a bug. You can call it a bug.
Okay.
Right? It's registering that you're using the brakes. But I mean, if I've got so much the brake pedal I've got now, all right, ABS is not going to kick in. ABS is going to kick in when I'm filled up like that. All right, from here on, ABS kicks in.
Yeah.
But there, it's not going to kick in.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just pushing full force there. Well, force until the pedal stops compressing the rubber. Now I can still compress the rubber, but I don't need to.
Okay.
All right, because there I'm already at full force. And now as I enter the apex, I just trail off slightly like that. And that is where the trick lies. Is that movement there from full brakes to no brakes.
Yeah.
That transition is where you need to just sharpen up a little bit, because that's where you're losing the time in your braking phase.
Okay.
All right, and obviously if you adjust your lines, that's gonna ease it up a bit. So you're gonna brake at the that's a bit further than I want it to be. So yeah, the 50 meter board, as it just goes out of view.
Yeah.
Now you're basically next to it. That's going to be your braking marker.
So you're
you don't want to be on this. You don't want to be on this side of the track. The reason for that is anything off the racing line is dirty, and you're going to brake and you're going to slow yourself down. All right. So you can be just on the white line or just inside the white line.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But not onto the green and yellow section, because you're going to have dirty tires. All right. So then you're going to go down to second gear in the Viper. and you're gonna catch a late apex. Here you're gonna still be on the brakes, trailing off. Here you're gonna actually release the brakes. Alright? Here you're gonna be on the throttle again. Look where am I now?
Yeah.
I'm on this curve. You see? Now look at the corner ahead of me. I'm looking straight at the apex ahead of me.
Yeah.
Alright? So here you can be full throttle, and you're gonna go through the gears, and you're gonna slice this corner as fine as possible. You're gonna have to find the limit, because you're gonna get a penalty if you slice it too much.
Yeah.
But you can actually slice it quite far. You can actually be right here and you won't get a penalty.
Yeah.
Alright, and this is just gonna maximize your speed out of this corner coming up.
Yeah.
Alright, now this is the difficult part to get right. If you can get this right, you're gonna get a lot of time.
I've managed to get it once.
But practice will make you get it more.
Yeah.
On this corner, you're gonna actually run this outside curve. You're gonna follow this curve. You see, if you ride it actually like this, it's gonna help you turn the car.
Yeah.
Right, you're going to run all the way to the outside, and I'm going to tell you now why I do that. Remember I told you about scrubbing?
Yeah.
Again, use only steering input that you need to get the line that you need. If you put more steering input in the car, you're just scrubbing the speed away. And that's where the oaks that get the 1.5 seconds time difference on you, that's where they make all the difference. They don't scrub the tires.
Yeah.
So your line you're going to follow here is you're going to run along with this curb, and here you're going to start fading out to the outside. Little steering input as possible. Alright.
Yeah.
This corner coming up. I've told you.
Yeah. That at the end of the top.
Yeah, at the end of this, the tarmac section. Right here.
Yeah.
So you're going to use this as a brake marker. Alright. This is where you're going to hit the brakes. Going to go down to third gear. You're going to catch this curb early. You're going to basically jump this curb right here. Now you get on the throttle early. You're going to run out to the outside curb. You're going to run it along like this. And again, as little steering as possible. That's why you run to the outside here. Not scrubbing. Alright? Because what you do on that corner,
I'm staying close to the inside all the time.
Exactly. And again, that's the dirty line. So for the X coming up, for the corner coming up, your tires are going to be dirty. You won't be able to carry the apex speed.
Okay.
So if you are here, this is all dirty track. This is all dirty track. Right? If you look at the dark marks on the track, that's where the tires, where the cars are actually driving. You see where the darker patches are.
Yeah.
That's your racing line. That's the clean side of the track. So you're gonna basically have to follow those black lines, right? So you're gonna clip this apex here, but from here you're gonna start moving to the outside because this is the clean side of the track, and from here you start moving over.
Okay.
You see all this dark marks. That's your racing line. That's where the rubber has been laid down.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna use this 50-meter board here. Again, just tap the brakes. Down to fourth gear, and again you can just miss this apex like this, and you can take a deeper apex here. But then again, be careful. If you run too far to the outside, you're going to be on the dirty track. Look where I am now. The track is dark ahead of me. Alright, so here you're on the clean side of the track still. Just on the left hand side, I'm going to reverse and show you. Just here, you're going to be on the dirty side of the track.
Yeah.
What's going to happen 90% of the time, you're going to drift to the outside, you're going to hit the grass, and you're going to go off. Alright, so you just want to be on the black stuff here.
Yeah.
Alright, again, carry as much speed as you possibly can. The car is going to understeer, so just keep your speed down. You're going to clip that apex, and again, you use the red marker here, right? The red board on the outside as it disappears. Where is it? So there's the red board. So just as it disappears, right about there, that's where you hit the brakes, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you're going to go a little bit sooner, around about here, so you're going to hit the brakes. And again, keep this line that I'm following now. And again, trail brake and catch a late apex. As soon as you hit the apex here, you should be on the throttle.
Okay.
Alright, so the throttle's going to take you to your line that you want, which run about here. And here you just tap off and you follow this. You can run a little bit wide here and have the cut in, and here be on the throttle.
Yeah.
Alright, so there's two lines that you can follow there, or you can just hug the curb all the way around. It's up to you. There's two types of there's two lines there. Neither one is wrong. It's all up to what you want to do.
Yeah.
All right. So the one I follow is I just run the curb all the way to the outside, just like this. Run the curb and on the throttle around about here, and let the car find the outside curb.
Okay.
All right. This one, you see this black one here?
Yeah.
Black marker there. That's where you're going to hit the brake. As this, you see the blue and the black.
Starts, yeah.
Yeah, where the M starts. As soon as that is about to disappear out of view, that's where you're going to hit the brakes.
Okay.
Around about there. There.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to hit the brakes. And again, down to second gear. Don't go down to first gear. There's enough torque in the motor to stay in second. And again, a late apex. And as you're on the apex right here, you're going to get on the throttle.
Okay.
All right. So the car is going to push to the outside. You're going to bring the car all the way back across. Again, less steering input. And you're going to ride this curve. It's going to help the car turn. And again, this is just the car length ahead of the 50-meter board.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right about, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where you're going to hit the brakes. And you're going to go down to second. If you can carry enough speed to stay in third, stay in third.
Okay.
All right. So you're going to have to just check if you can make it work in third, go. And if you see the car is struggling to accelerate up the hill, then try it in second. But what I can see now is the second gear helps the car turn. But if you can make the car turn in third gear, you're going to carry more apex speed.
What if I drop to second, and as soon as I get to the apex of the corner coming up, that's when I shift up to third?
You can try that as well. If you can keep the car balanced doing that, then go for it.
Okay.
All right. And again, you're going to take an early entry. You're going to climb this curb, but you want to be about here. And as you are here, you're going to get on the throttle. And you're going to run to the outside, and you can almost be on the grass. And I'm going to tell you why. If you look at the outside of that corner, you've got a little piece of
concrete,
cobblestone, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
That cobblestone still gives you proper grip. All right.
Okay.
So this cobblestone still gives you grip. So you can still be there. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. But you don't want to really be there, but you can be there if you really want to.
Yeah.
All right, so and then you just carry the speed. Now, what you also do is you hug this curve again.
Yeah.
You stay on the inside here. Again, you're running on a dirty line. All right, you're running a dirty line. Because if you come to this corner here, look where you exit. Look where this curve is on the outside.
Yeah.
You're going to run this curve all the way to the edge of it. All right, you're going to be here. All right?
Yeah.
So what you do is just follow a nice natural line without steering too much input. Look at the dark spot on the track. You see, just follow the racing line. Here you come to the inside, you hug the curb, and now you just run again to the outside.
Okay.
And again, it's all about steering it. You're not scrubbing away the speed. And here you can, if for lap time, you can come around this way, but again, here you're on the dirty side of the track.
Yeah.
So you want to be on this side. If you go for the qualifying lap, by all means, use the inside corner.
Yeah.
Because you're going to shorten the track, but you're not going to have dirty tires by the time you get to the first corner.
Yeah.
On the qualifying lap, it's not going to matter, but in a race, you don't want that. So that's why you stay on this side of the track. The only time you go to the left is if you defend somebody wants to overtake you.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you want to stay on the clean side at all times as much as possible.
Yeah. I'm still way far. It's still too far away from worrying about defense, because that's a whole new skill set that
I'm just explaining to you why you don't go to the left, and when it's the appropriate time to actually move to the left is only when you're defending or when you're qualifying and you don't have to worry about the next upcoming lap.
Yeah.
Because dirty tires doesn't work for lap times, simple as it is. So if you can stay on the clean side as much as possible, just do that. Simple as it is. Alright, so there's my braking markers with the lines. If you want me to quickly do your flyer, you can just see the lines I do on the flying lap. I can do that for you if you want.
I think let me do the flyer,
okay,
and you'll see whether I've absorbed what you've just said.
Alright, so I'll jump in with you. You can drive and I'll just observe.
Okay.
on the throttle. There you go. That's where you want to be. You don't have to stay wide or that. You can clip that apex, but just can move to the outside as you exit the corners.
Okay.
It's fine. You're gonna just have to adjust your driving a little bit to get that line, but that's fine. You're gonna go wide for the first couple of laps until you just see what happens with the car. All right, quickly stop for me. All right, a lot of people do this. I actually wanted to touch on it, but I forgot, so I'm going to touch on it now. A lot of people, most people, make that mistake. If you go look at what you just did, as you roll through that corner, you are slightly leaning on the throttle.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. So now think of your car. Yeah, think of your car as a seesaw. All right. And you've got a balance point where this car wants to roll in certain directions. All right. And that's where sliding the tires makes a big difference. You need to control that car and stop it from sliding around. And that's all you need to do is basically balance this. Okay, how can I put this? Let's say you've got your car, and in the middle of your car in the center, it's got a very sharp point. All right, so it balances on this point.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you hit the brakes, the weight shifts forward and the nose dives.
Yeah.
All right, same thing what happens if you accelerate. The weight shifts to the back and the rear squats.
Yeah.
So what you're doing now is if you enter a corner, you're on the brakes, so the nose dives. All right? So as soon as you're on the throttle, the rear squats. So you're taking weight off the nose. And what does happen then? You're taking weight off the front tires, you're minimizing grip, and the car starts sliding.
Right.
All right?
Right.
So you actually have understeer when you don't want any.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So basically what you're going to do now is you're going to enter the corner. You're going to enter the corner with a little bit more speed, let the car roll, you completely off the throttle, and get a point where you can mash the throttle and never take it off again until the next braking phase. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So getting off the throttle and getting on the throttle is one movement. You don't have that feathering the throttle through the corner.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Right.
I know that's a bad habit of mine.
All right, so then you can actually maximize the front end grip. You don't drive the throttle. There you go. Now you mash the throttle. Off the throttle. All right, see, but now you can carry more apex speed. Now just clip the apex there. You don't have to be, just run that curve. Now you fly to the outside. There you go. Just follow the dark spots on the track. So that's going to be your racing line. Second gear.
Oh, come on.
No, that's fine. A second gear is just to get the car turned in. It's just going to help you accelerate out of that corner a little bit.
Yeah. I think I was okay with 3 at that point.
You can try 3, but try second as well and see if you can actually push your lap times up a little bit. Turn in a little bit sooner then. Throttle, on the throttle. Okay, just stop for me quickly. Alright, so you felt what the car did there, right?
Yeah.
As you hit the throttle, it started understeering.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because it's on a crest. So basically what happens, the weight picks the car off the ground as you get to the crest. So there's less grip on the tires, moves you wide. That's fine. What you can do there is just slightly feather off the throttle.
Yeah.
To a point where you find your line and then you're on the throttle again.
Yeah.
Right? In that way, you can actually run 3, 4, 5 kilometers an hour faster through that whole right-hand bend.
Yeah.
Follow. All right, cool. So carry on. 8 apex, smash it. That's the throttle. There you go. Same second gear though.
Ah, too early.
It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. The turn-in was actually very good. It's gotten the throttle a little bit smooth. But the turn-in was brilliant.
Oh, this is awesome. I'm enjoying this. Thanks, Dane.
Cool, man.
Too early.
A little bit earlier. Turn in a little bit earlier and just wait for the nose to find the line before you get on the throttle. Wait for it on the throttle.
Nice.
There you go. You could carry it a little bit more speed, but yeah. Smash it.
But slightly too early.
Very slightly, but that's fine, because now you know just a fraction of a second earlier or later you can get on the throttle.
Well, I mean, look at my sector 1. It's blue.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying you're going to see sector times improve before you see lap times improve. Too aggressive on the downshift.
Yeah,
Unbalanced the car,
yeah. Yeah, that was a mistake on my muscle memory. It's
No, that's what I'm saying. Bad habits needs to be unlearned, yeah. So that's exactly what I mean. So that's just with practice is going to fix that.
Yeah.
And what you can do to make it a little bit easier for you is instead of braking exactly where I told you to brake, just brake 2 meters earlier.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna give you that little bit of more time to slow the car down, and then as you get into the habit, you're gonna actually see yourself braking at the 50-meter mark one day.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? So if you feel that you're struggling to slow the car down, so if you feel you're struggling to slow the car down, just move your braking marker 2 meters earlier.
Yeah.
All right. Just a little bit might make the difference.
Yeah, that's why I think I try to copy those guys in the Ghost and in the replay, because I mean they brake way too late, and then I just kept spinning off. So then I always get a bit more conservative and brake earlier and earlier.
Just remember one thing. Very important. There's always a delay between what you see and what actually happens. All right. So for you, if I do a lap now, for you it might look like I brake after the 50-meter board.
Yeah.
But I'm actually braking at the 50-meter board. Remember that.
Okay.
There's always that delay. All right. So if you brake where you see them brake, you're never going to make that corner, because there is that delay.
Okay. I just want to show you one thing. If you check my brakes, so this is where I am just touching the rubber of my G29.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna keep pressing the rubber.
Yeah, okay.
Right. Now this is full rubber.
Yeah. So you felt how much the rubber compressed, right?
Yeah.
But it's not a lot of force on the pedal.
Yeah.
You feel that it's not a lot of force. You feel it compressing, but it's not a lot of force.
Yeah. This is all rubber.
All right. So do me a favor. Just fill up that bar. Enough pressure to just fill up the bar. All right.
Yeah.
Round about there, right? Now, mash the throttle. You see, it goes a little bit more. Not the throttle, sorry. Mash the brake pedal. Get the rubber compressed just enough to get that bar filled up.
So,
all right.
Okay. So, brakes going in. I hit the rubber.
Okay.
Now I'm mashing the rubber.
Yeah, all right. There you are at 100% braking force.
Yeah. And the
Right.
rubber won't
So-
go even more compressed from now. So
So
if I
if you
go
put a lot of
slightly
force
out-
now, hold on. If you put a lot of force now, nothing happens.
Correct. It doesn't move. The pedal doesn't move. The rubber's fully compressed.
Okay, so just ease off slightly. A little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit. No, a little bit slightly off. Too much. Right there. You see where you are now.
Yeah.
That's exactly where you need to brake.
Oh, okay.
That's where you need to brake, because now you're not using ABS to stop the car. And that's all going to come down to feel.
Yeah, that's yeah.
If
I
you-
need
if
to
you hit
I
the-
need
if
to
you-
learn the sensitivity on that.
Exactly. If you use the full force of the brake pedal, do it for as short a time as possible. So it's basically just as you hit the brakes, and immediately as you hit full force, start tapping off the brakes until you get to the apex.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah. I'll need
So,
to practice this
Yeah,
because
because
I don't
if you
have that
get
sensitivity.
if you get to full force brake pedal, you're using your ABS, and you don't want to do that.
Yeah, okay.
If you actually want to learn this, gonna take some time, but you're gonna gain a huge amount of time.
Yeah.
Is actually switch your ABS off, and then learn to drive the car without ABS. It's gonna be difficult, and you're gonna destroy your tires in the beginning. But if you get that feel that you can actually slow the car down without locking up the wheels, my man, you're gonna gain a second in lap time right there.
So can you
Promise
drive
you.
the car with ABS switched off and you would get
Yes,
the same
you-
lap time?
No, I can try. I haven't done it in ages, because ABS just makes you lazy.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
if you really want to, you can train yourself to do that, and you can actually see how quickly the car stops
Yeah.
if you don't use ABS. You'll be surprised. It's amazing.
So is it theoretically possible then to switch off ABS?
Definitely. It's not even theoretically possible. It is possible, but you're gonna have to teach yourself that muscle memory by what you just did now. That little
Yeah.
fraction of a millimeter less brake pedal.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna go completely, and you're gonna rely on your feel. You're not gonna rely on the system to help you slow the car down. You're completely gonna rely on yourself to do that, and it's gonna be difficult. But if you can get it right, you're gonna stop the car in such a short distance of time. It's not even funny.
Okay, I'll give
If you
that a
want to, you
go.
can-
I
if you-
mean,
yeah,
I think that's
switch-
probably the best training then, is to switch off ABS and see if I can do a couple of laps without dying.
Definitely, and I promise you, you're gonna lock up the brakes the first 50 times.
Yeah.
It's gonna
yeah.
be difficult, but if you can train yourself to do that, and you can
Yeah.
actually race without using ABS, you're
Yeah.
gonna gain a lot of time.
Yeah. Awesome. It's 8 o'clock, Stain. I'm gonna have to
Right.
run. I appreciate the time you've taken to teach me this stuff. This is awesome.
No, but we don't have to keep it at one session. We can do this whenever you feel like it, and I'm available, so then we can work on it.
Yeah. Let me improve.
We can make it a regular thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me improve a bit, and then we'll see where I'm hitting my wall, and then
All right.
I'll give you a shout.
But what I've done now, I've showed you the basics. Now you must just practice it until it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
Like I said, just unlearn the bad habits, replace them with better habits, and then it'll become easier as you do it. So
Okay. Yeah.
just concentrate, keep on doing it. Guys make the mistake where they tend to fall back on old habits,
Yeah.
and they don't realize it.
Look,
So
I
if you
started GT last year August, so the few habits that I've built that are bad is short-lived. So I'm sure I can unlearn it quickly.
All right, but yeah, you've already shown. I think it was 2/10 up on the first sector alone,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
196.
179.
179. There you go.
Yeah.
No, there's lots of time to find still. So,
Yeah.
like I said, you'll improve sector times before lap times.
Yeah.
Practice will bring the lap times.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Thanks again. Yeah. This
Cool,
is
buddy.
awesome.
Yeah,
Like
no
Cheers,
problem.
man.
Cheers, man. Bye.
All right. Bye.